Hello everyone, and welcome to seminar and project. Let's take a look at what we have for this semester. We will start slow, so if you look at what we have under announcements, if I go back to MECC, you should be able to see a link for seminar and project H1 Spring 2013. Please make sure that you read this chapter, and after reading this chapter you need to go to assignments. By the way, when you click on the link for that chapter, you might need to supply your Blackboard username and password. If you go to assignments and then click on it, you should be able to see learning module U1. If you click on learning module U1, you will see here introduction to Java server page and Tomcat discussion board number 1. If you click on this link here, please make sure after you read chapter number 1 that you create a thread for the following concepts: a thread for Java server pages, a thread for serverlets, Java server faces, and Tomcat, and comprehensively explain each term. Don't only state a definition. I don't need a definition. Just tell me how do you think after you learn Java server pages, how you will use it in a business environment. How can you combine Tomcat with Java server pages and Java server faces? So you click here, and then you go to create a thread, and then start creating a thread for each item mentioned in this discussion board. So that's the first part. The second part, you need to finish lab number 1. Also, before I get into lab number 1, if you look at FAQ, this is a discussion board available under discussion board here, discussion board link. I highly encourage, if you have any question, that you post it on the discussion board FAQ. Also, it is important that you subscribe, so whenever anyone posts a question, you should be able to get an email to your email account. If you subscribe, this button here will change to unsubscribe. If you don't like to receive the email and you think that you will be checking Blackboard on regular basis, you don't have to subscribe, but I highly encourage you to subscribe to the FAQ. So going back to assignments, looking at module number 1, what do we have? Lab number 1 here, it says paste a screenshot of a running version 7 of Tomcat on your personal computer. So now to get started with this lab, under announcements, I posted the URL for Tomcat and how to download it. So if you go to this URL, you should be able to see here Apache Tomcat. I need Tomcat version number 7. If I scroll down a little bit, I should be able to see the Windows Service Installer. You click on it, download it, and you should be able to get a file that says Apache Tomcat 7037. You click open, right, and this will start the installation. However, you must have Java JDK and JRE, Java Development Kit, and Java Runtime Environment installed on your machine. So to look at what happened here when I go to the license agreement and then agree, please click all of the services as you see here: start menu, item, documentation, manager, host manager, and examples, and then click next, and this will start the installation. It is very straightforward. I already installed it, so I don't have to install it again. When you click next, it will ask you for the location for the Java runtime environment. You should have it installed before you start Tomcat installation. You are a Java programmer, so I'm not going to tell you how to install the JRE and the JDK. You should be able to figure that out on your own. Now, since I already have Tomcat installed, if I go down here and then look at the running services, I have Apache Tomcat 7. Also, please make sure that you run the service. So if I right click on the icon here, I can stop it, I can run it, and I can also configure it. So looking at the general tab, startup type manual, you can choose automatic, but I encourage you to use manual because not all the time you will need the web server running on your computer, and you don't have to run a service that you are not using all the time. Alright, now log on. When you install Tomcat, it will ask you for a username and password. You need to create your own. I created my own username and password. You need to keep a record of these credentials, so when you log into the server again in the future, you should be able to see the configuration based on your username and password. Logging, it's default Java. This is the default location for Java. I defined this location when I installed the Tomcat server for the first time. Start up here. Also, this is default. Shut down. One thing that you should keep in mind when you install Apache Tomcat, the default port is port 8080. So let's test that to make sure that the server is installed successfully. Here is what you need to do. You need to find out what is your IP address. If you don't know your IP address, you use the local machine IP address. What is the local machine IP address? Yes, that is correct. 127.0.0.1. Okay, so I will put 127.0.0.1. All right. Now, if you put the IP address without the port number, look what happens. It tells you nothing is available on that IP address at the default port, which is port 80. But in my scenario, I know that I have my web server installed on port 8080. Since this is the case, I will put the port name, and now once I press enter, it says here, if you are seeing this, you have successfully installed Tomcat. Congratulations. So now lab number one, I need you to open your server status. Click on this link here. It will ask you for the username and password. I created my account, so I will put the username and password, and then once I click login, now I have my login ready and available for me to look at the server configuration. So what do you submit for lab number one? What do you submit for lab number one? You will need to click on start and then click search for snipping tools. Okay, snipping tool. Okay, now I need you to take an image or a snapshot of your computer configuration. So look here, it says host name. This is my machine name. I think that's easy, right? And I need also to look at your IP address. So don't just go to the internet and then copy the server configuration and then paste it as your lab 1 submission, because I will look at your host name and IP address. If I see that correct in your image, it means that this is your computer. So now after you take a snapshot, you need to save it maybe on your picture, and you save it as lab 1 image, and then go back to Blackboard. Here click on assignments and then click on learning module number 1, and then click on lab 1 here, and I need you to attach a file by clicking here, and then you go to my picture folder and then click open after you select the image, and then click submit. That is your lab 1. Easiest lab so far. Thank you for watching. I will meet with you in future tutorials. I hope you will have a good time, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.